Okay, I want Luke. No.
And we're back. Week 2 PR, Men's Cat 4-5. This is the second race of the day, 6:45. My team, Gene Johnson, took all 3 podium spots in the 5:30, and I was not there, and I'm super bummed. But I will be back for the 5:30 and 6:45 next week. I'm going to move up to the front here because, as anybody who knows me knows, this is usually the only time I get to be on the front the whole race. So I take my opportunity to be on the front. I've got the helmet cam on today. So standard rear view, which is underneath my saddle, but got the helmet cam on. So the angles will be a little different, but hopefully should be a lot of fun to watch. My buddy Max here used to be a Gene Johnson rider. He and a couple guys formed ACT, a cycling team, led by Matt Dan, former Gene Johnson rider, and they are probably like the friendliest race team in Seattle, in my opinion. So Max is up here just saying hi. Got Kieran on my wheel. He won the 5:30 race last week, so always a guy to watch at PR. This is a really good race for him, at least in the escape route. So Kieran, I'm excited to see how you do when we start doing the flat route. It'll be very different. So this is hopefully going to be the shortest and most terrible race video and race of my season. I'm waving my hand here just to let everybody know not to take a left. The standard flat route takes a left right here. You can see on the road, and there's like a little hairpin or a really big hairpin. And the escape route just continues forward. So I'm just making sure everybody knows not to take that incorrect left. There's my buddy Zach, big guy, taking a little soft attack, followed by Bryson. Another guy on Zach's wheel. I don't know his name, but I think I raced with him at Mason Lake. And I'm just jumping in. That was my little amount of time on the front, and now we're coming into the descent. Anyways, the video. I'm not going to commentate the whole thing, you guys. It's terrible. I had a great warm up, felt good. I was in a super good mood today. Showed up, felt good. Had a good day at work. Everything seemed to be going right. I was like, today's gonna be a good day for me, and I don't know what happened. Like, it's just, I mean, if you're watching this, you probably ride bikes. Sometimes you just have like weird days where your legs won't go. And that was today. Like, I actually am gonna attack here in a couple minutes. In the second lap, like, we come up this first little hill, and like right away we came up the hill and my legs were burning like crazy. And I took the last 2 days off, so maybe that's the problem. Maybe like I had a hard ride on Saturday, took 2 days off. Maybe I should have done an opener yesterday. Honestly, I probably should have done an opener yesterday. So maybe this is a lesson learned. But we started coming up this hill, and I was like, oh man, my legs are not, like, my breathing was good, like my heart rate was good, but my legs were just burning, like full of lactic acid, for what seemed like no reason. So as soon as I realized that was happening, I said, okay, what the hell? I'm going to do something weird. I've only ever attacked one other time in a race, and it was a really terrible attack. I was on the front, and I attacked from the front, which means it wasn't an attack. Everybody just followed me while I sped up. I'm going to do an actual real attack. So exciting for me. Got it on tape. Super ineffective. Nobody goes with me. And then the race gets neutralized immediately. So everybody was kind of like laughing about it with me afterwards. Like, it was, I mean, it's fun to attack, right? It's a race, right? Everybody else is attacking. I never do it. But yeah, it's hard to tell on the camera. We got neutralized basically as soon as I put my attack up. So I put my attack up. Nobody follows. I don't know why nobody's following. I know that I'm not going to solo the rest of the race. If it was flat, maybe I could solo a lap before getting caught, but when it's escape route, like, I'm too slow up the hill. So I'll start to slow down a little bit, but still nobody tries to bridge. And then I realized that we're being neutralized by, I think it was the Master Squad. Here's Luis up on the right. Also really good escape route rider. So him and Kieran are fantastic on this course. I wish I could have stayed in longer and got more video of them. I think Zach and Bryson are still up in the fronts. Zach, if you're watching this, dude, you pull so much at this race. And Zach's a big guy too. He's like 240. I don't know. He likes getting in the mix. Oh, there's a leader's jersey in the green. So right in front of Kieran, number 20. Yeah, so he won last week. He's in the leader's jersey. I'm pretty sure that's going to get handed off to somebody else this week. It's not who races. It's not who wins the race day by day, but like it's accumulation of points. So he won last week, but if he didn't podium this week, there's a good chance that somebody else is going to take that leader's jersey. And the leader's jersey, it's how well you finished every week. So 6 points for first, 5 points for second, and then so on and like down the list. And then you also get a point for preems, and then a point just for attending. So just like attending a lot of PRs and doing decent, you can eventually get into the leader's jersey. So yeah, I'm going to move up here in just a little bit. My original intention was just to kind of move up. Coming into the descent, I always like to kind of be towards the front because I'm heavier. I can get some good speed, and then I can hopefully carry that momentum like into the first part of the hill. So like this is kind of my routine is on the flat when I recover is move up. My buddy JD and Sam are on my wheel. JD says, "You going for it?" And he meant, "Are you going up to the front?" I thought he meant like, "Are you going for an attack?" So I was like, "Sure, I'll go for an attack." And here I go. And it actually was a pretty good one. I was back like, I don't know, 5 or 6 wheels, so I was able to get a little bit of speed as I came off the front, and I was on the right side. So the only people that could have followed me were my own teammates. So unintentionally, that was about as good of an attack as you, I don't know. I'm pretty happy with it. Ended up being pointless. It's hard to see everybody in my rear view, but I think right about this point, the Masters race catches up. Oh, sorry. So my teammate Forrest, who just catted up to 3, so this isn't the Masters, just catted up to 3 from the Devo squad. Here he comes. He is on a solo break from the P1, 2, 3. I think they combine 1, 2, 3. At first, I thought he was a teammate. It was bridging on to me, and so I was kind of waiting for him. Then I realized he was from the other race, so I neutralized myself. I got it on tape, so as everybody knows that like I didn't try to continue my attack. I'm just coasting. I look back. I'm putting my thumbs up, trying to get a thumbs up from my race to say, hey, go ahead, let's start again. And then finally, I'm just like, I'm just gonna go. Nobody's like saying anything or waving at me. I know I'm not going to stay away, and so I go. And I'm not pedaling. I'm just coasting. So I'd like to think this is an honest move for me after neutralization. But yeah, the neutralization was a huge bummer this week. I think they waited. So 3 different groups race at the same time. So you've got the 1, 2, 3s. Then you've got the Masters, and then you've got the 4, 5s. And what they do is they let the 1, 2, 3s go. Like a couple minutes later, they let the Masters go, and then a couple minutes later, they let the 4, 5s go. This week, I think they waited too long, so they let the P1, 2 go and the Masters go, and they waited a long time before they let the Devo go. And so, okay, everybody caught me from my race. So it was really easy for the P1, 2s to catch us and then neutralize us. Had my attack actually been like a good attack, had I had a couple people come with me, it would have been like a huge bummer, right? We would have had to neutralize the break, and then everybody would have been arrested, and But I mean that happens. That's PR, right? Like that's the way we get like a bunch of teams going at the same time. I will say, however, that the Masters neutralized the P1, 2s, or vice versa, like right at the finish line, and there was some like hot drama. Not to be like critical of my fellow racers, but there were some like P1, 2 guys that were kind of being uncool about it, complaining, wanting their money back, etc. When really it was probably more bad luck than anything else. And the folks that put on this race like don't have an easy job, right? Trying to like time when they release everybody, trying to figure out all the neutralizations is not easy. So like we took it with a grain of salt. We got neutralized, and whatever. It is what it is. The riders that have been around longer, the P1, 2s, I think they take the whole thing a little bit more personally. We're pretty upset, but it happens. This did suck though. So the P123s, they neutralized us and came through, and then I think they caught Forrest, and then they all sat up. And so at this point, we're kind of in this weird like what do we do? You know, we want to go faster than the P123s are doing right now, but we can't. So everybody's just kind of like, I shouldn't say noodling. I mean, look at my power; it's pretty high, but it just kind of made things awkward. But I'm all the way at the back now. There's like 2 guys behind me, and I'm not feeling good. Like my heart rate is okay. I've been racing for like 10 minutes, so like I should be golden right now, right? I should be like ready to move up, but I'm not feeling good right now. Like legs are super burning, like I'm dehydrated or something. So I'm just kind of sitting back here. Normally, like now would be a great opportunity to like kind of move up and take a couple more wheels. And I tried to a little bit. You can see I'm out in the wind here just trying to get up. I think that's Zach up there. I'm trying to get up to his wheel. And oh, there's a little gap opening. Just a little one. Just a little one. So I come up beside Bryce and I give him like a little push. I'm like trying to keep him in. Because if he gets gapped, then all the guys behind him get gapped and we're all just back here in trouble. But I've got just enough gas in the tank. I'm like, okay, I'll close it. But man, you guys, I'm in good spirits watching this, but man, I was kind of mad. Like, you know, like that feeling, like you're showing up, like you paid your money. I drove 45 minutes down here. I pre-briefed with my team. Like I got on the front, I did my little attack, and like my legs are just nothing today. I'm like, we're doing like 200 watts, and I remember being like kind of nervous right now. I was like, oh my God, like we're coming into the hill and I'm hurting bad. Like there's even like a little tiny gap like opening in front of me. Like I'm just like not holding the wheel very well. Yeah, one of those days. I'm recording this. I'm doing like this commentary the morning after the race. And feeling frustrated about the race, but thinking today might be a good day to get out and just do some zone 2 and like reset my mind. But so I'm back in, but I'm pretty far back, which isn't good. Something I like to do on hilly routes is try to be towards the front at the hill and then let myself drift back a little bit as we go up the hill, so that I don't have to like peak as high a power getting up the hill, and then I can kind of recover a little bit coming over. So yeah, I don't think I'm in this race much longer, but I guess I'll commentate for a little bit longer. If I remember correctly, I'm in bad position here. I'm not feeling great. I'm in bad position, but I don't want to like put out any effort to move up at all. I'm just like right at that limit where like my legs just feel like they don't want to go. So even though there's opportunities here to get up on wheels, I'm not doing it. I'm kind of just like hanging back, hoping that the race settles down. And it's not even going that hard. Like the P12s are ahead of us, so like nobody can really attack. It's such a weird situation. Like this is like a hard situation to get dropped in. Like I should not have gotten dropped. Like we weren't even going hard up the hill, relatively speaking. I don't know. Maybe I survived this one. I can't remember. Maybe it's the next lap I get dropped on. No, I think it's on this one. Yeah, so we got big Luke Wilson, former Seahawks tight end, up there in the black, and then he raced the first session, so he's opening up a gap, and I don't come around. I see it happening, and I know that I should have come around and followed the guy in white, but man, I just can't do it. And Luke's like a big, strong guy, and I'm like, all right, man, he's big. He's a big draft. I'm like, if I can just get on his wheel. The guy in orange is looking back at me. He's thinking the same thing, like, oh, I'm in trouble. And so I like put out my little effort. Man, this is like so hard, you guys, like just to get on his wheel. Like we're doing like a 45-second effort up this hill, and it's like I feel like I'm at the end of like a 40-mile race. Oh man, yeah, Luke's getting dropped, and I can't come around him. 300 watts, I can't even do 300 watts to come around him. Okay, well, there's a little spike of like 500. That's a panic spike. Panic, panic, panic. There's Sam in front of me. He was on the podium in the first race. I don't think he's ever done 2 races back to back, and so his body like had nothing left for the second session. All right. I'll probably have to turn down my audio volume from the GoPro, but I'm pretty sure I was cussing right now. Dropping some F-bombs. I'm not like an angry guy, but like, oh, it's so frustrating, man. It's so frustrating to like see that gap open and like if I could have got on Sam's wheel, Sam's gonna get back in. I'm so close, you guys. It's like, Jesus, it's like 25 meters. And I'm doing an effort. Like, okay, I'm 400 watts. Like, I look back, there's some guys behind me. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna put in a dig. You know, I'm above threshold. Here's Sam. Oh yeah, Sam's coming back. He's a lighter weight guy, right? So like, the flats are just tough. I think I'm yelling at him, Sam, jump in if you can. And I'm doing this is actually like a pretty hard pull. Now that I'm looking, I didn't realize I didn't even look at my power meter. I was just dying. I'm doing like 380, 400 watts, which maybe is why I actually got dropped. I did it for a long time. Then I finally flicked my elbow and I was like, dude, if you can come through, please, because I'm toast. I flicked my elbow. There's Luke coming back in. His coach, Derek, Derek Wilkinson is he's a local coach, coaches a bunch of people, former pro. He was funny. He was hanging out on the side of the race. He was like yelling at Luke every time, come on, or whatever. You just see Luke trying his best. But man, we're hurting. Like, I'm on this guy's wheel and like it's my turn to take a pull here in a second, and he's gonna like flick his elbow. Like, he flicked his elbow and he's looking at me and I'm like, dude, I can't. Like 300 watts, I can't. Like, this is not me being like messing around. I like genuinely, I just couldn't, dude. He's looking at me like, please, and I got nothing. God, man, I could barely do 200 watts. I felt so bad too, because like if I could have taken a pull, like, yeah, that's it. There's Luke. I'm on his wheel. I think I follow these guys down the hill, and then that's it, you guys. All right, I did commentate the whole time, and all I did was complain. But oh, it's painful. It's so painful. And for Luke, he's brand new to racing. He's, you know, the guy's probably been used to being like the best at everything, like his whole life coming up and playing football. And I'm sure he's going to be awesome at cycling. But you know, I'm actually glad he's getting this experience. Right, you got to take your lumps sometimes in cycling. It can be so unforgiving sometimes. Like, some days you show up, and my dad used to always say, some days you're the windshield, some days you're the bug. And yeah, the four of us we're all the bug today. Yeah, 15 minutes and I got dropped. God, it took nothing. Oh well, I'm excited for next week. I'm going to race both sessions. I'm going to do an opener on Monday and see if that makes a difference. God, now that I'm thinking about it, I've been either dropped or out of the front the last 3 races in a row, which is not super expected. It's early season. I didn't train much off season, but hopefully that'll change soon. I think my FTP is probably still under 300, and it was, over 300. It was like 330 last year, and I'm probably like 290 this year. So, I mean, my fitness is lower. My racing smarts are a little bit better. Yeah, God, my heart rate's not even high. It's like 160, or it's not that high. And the little gap's opening. That's it. Video's over, you guys. That's the wall. I hit a couple walls. This is the final wall, and I'm done. I'll see everybody next week. Congratulations to my teammates for going 1, 2, 3 earlier today. And happy racing.